Sora! I need your help. I need your help with something. Like a video idea or something. Like, can you think of something?
We're in the middle of something here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna just leave. So, you two just have fun doing. Yeah. I'm tired as hell. I had to run all the way back here. But I have a video idea looking at those two. I should talk about romance. And I know just the show I should talk about it with. Beyblade. So, let me set up my recording. First lady we're talking about is Mariah. Let's give her an introduction first. Mostly shown in the opening, but first appearing in episode 9, Showdown in Hong Kong. She is revealed to be on the enemy team, the White Tigers, but then in episode 11, Bye Bye Bitbees, we really see her feelings and it is exposed that she really does like him. And in episode 12, it really does show out of everybody on the White Tigers who doesn't want him, she wants him back on the team. And we're going to mostly talk about episode 16, My Enemy, My Friend. So let's get into it. Now, Ray vs. Mariah has a lot of stuff inside of it, like the backstory with how Ray saved her from bullies, helped her out of a tree, and just supported her overall, with even Dizzy making subtle jokes about it, and her also pointing out how Galax and Drigger created a bond between themselves to rekindle their friendship, which is really interesting in the first time we see this in Beyblade, which really shows or implies what the writers want you to feel, and especially after Ray wins to where he gives her her bow back and she says, hey, you want to hang out later, and it's like really does imply subtly, right, that Ray understands her feelings. It says this is the start of a beautiful friendship, so there's a lot of implications to it. So what's the problem? Well, now, the pacing in the original Beyblade is pretty fast, which isn't bad, but as soon as we beat the White Tigers, we're off to the next state to fight the All-Stars, which isn't bad, but after one filler episode to where Ray and Mariah aren't in there, it's just like kind of vague on where they left off. And let's get to episode 41 to where they do meet up again, but it's not that important since it's mostly the All-Stars versus the White Tigers, which is the main point of the episode. Now, let's get on to episode 49 to where is Ray's worst episode. I don't mean that in quality, I just mean for him in general, because he's just getting cut up to shreds. But yeah, this episode mostly has Mariah worried for him, which is really good to show that she still likes him. But throughout this whole episode, he doesn't really talk to her, even after she comforts him about losing Drigger. And after that, when he's in the hospital bed and she's there with him, he doesn't even respond to her, and he's just mostly talking in his head. Now, this is the main problem with the ship, is that it's mostly the structure of this series, to where it's like we just have to go to the next region away from the other bladers, which does suck because we don't get any other interaction from them that's really touches on their relationship, which kind of sucks for these two. Then when they do meet again, he never talks to her really. Now, this isn't really bad. Maybe G-Revolution can fix this, but in V-Force, she's just not there at all. Speaking of V-Force, now let's talk about the class president, who was introduced in episode 1 of V-Force, Hillary, mostly there to argue with Tyson and a school classmate of his. But she has this one-off line in episode 4 to where she's blushing and says, I guess he does like me. Which is weird, but it doesn't really focus on that relationship much. And there's like sometimes a one-off joke that Dizzy made that says, hey, I guess they're made for each other. But I couldn't find the line, and it was pretty hard to find because I forgot what episode it was. But like I said before, they mostly argue with each other. So maybe G-Revolution fixes the relationship between these two to where they do start delving into it more, or they probably don't have one at all. But yeah, on to the next and final series I want to talk about. So finally, Madoka and Alexi. But let's give the guy an introduction, shall we? Being first introduced in Beyblade Male Masters, The Wintry Land of Russia, episode 64, she would then catch feelings for him, or heavily imply with how smart he is, explaining superstring theory by Einstein, and also being impressed that he got into a really high academy in Russia, with her constantly blushing when he talks, and also her really wanting to see him again tomorrow. But this would sadly end sour, with Alexi mostly manipulating her, and then her outing him for cheating. They still ended on a good note though, with Alexi and his friends becoming astronauts. Now, after reviewing the romance in Beyblade, my final thoughts is I love what they do with the characterization while using love or crush as the point. With Mariah, her being supportive of Ray's decisions like staying with the Blade Breakers, trying to understand why he left, showing how level-headed she is out of all of her teammates, and also her being happy when he gets Trigger back. Now, even though it's a bit one-sided whether Ray has feelings for her or not, it also suffers from the fast pacing of Beyblade, like, oh, we gotta go to China to America now for Max's arc, with one filler episode that doesn't include them, sadly enough, and the lack of dialogue between them when they do meet again in Russia, which does hurt the ship. Now, Madoka and Alexi, it really does help Alexi showing how far he is willing to cheat, like trying to appeal to Madoka's feelings for him by showing how smart he is, like the light speed theory and stuff, trying to steal her data just to stay an astronaut. At least it has a sweet ending though, so that's all I have to really say for these ships. I think they just do a good job characterizing. Well, I don't have much to say for Hillary and Tyson except just that one-off line, but yeah. So, I guess I'll just end this video.